Hello, welcome back. It's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. I'm going to do a weekly reading for all my air signs, Aquarius, Libra and Gemini. So the main message as a collective is the fairy rings, which is new skills, advanced training and rapid improvements. Learning new skills, advancing in your talents, sharpening your reactions and senses, and following discipline and structure is important now. You're likely to take a course of study and gain solid credentials in a field you're looking at longingly. There will be an examination, a very important test of your skills to assess your suitability for a task, role, vocation and so forth. You must update and refresh your existing skills because things are changing, have changed and will continue to change. This will excite you and you will discover joy and purpose in learning new skills. The course you will take will have to do with holistic health, witchcraft, rituals or spell work, sensitivity and alertness, environmentalism or finances, savings and investment. The more flexible and adept you become in these areas, the more amazing your life will be every day. Train, work hard and hold your head high. You will soon have a chance to demonstrate why these new skills are so vital and important to many more people than you. Fabulous. So it may be very much work focused for the coming week, my air signs. So I've done my male and female clarifiers. So first up is Aquarius. Your spirit animal for the week is seahorse spirit, which is watch and wait. So this is really just don't get involved in any drama that's going around you, Aquarius. Remain at a safe distance from any turbulence. Stay as neutral as you can to gain some perspective. This is basically not my circus, not my monkeys. So just keep your distance. Do not get involved. I think there might be some drama around you that you're watching from a distance. Now for my female Aquarians, this is either representing your own energy or a female fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that you're going to be dealing with this week. This is somebody who lacks insight, lacks vision, someone who's lacks integrity. There may be someone who will sell their insights to the highest bidder, someone who compromises their vision to make themselves more acceptable. And with the Queen of Wands being in reverse, this is often a jealous individual, someone who can be quite vindictive. So I don't know if you're aware of this person yet. This is the Moon. So there's some secrets around this individual. I'm not saying that the secrets are going to come out, but I think the very fact that you're watching this from a distance is that you're trying to, you don't have clarity on a situation, you don't really understand this person, you certainly don't trust them and you have good reason not to. So just wait until things become a bit clearer, but pretty much Aquarius females do not engage in any drama, particularly involving dodgy females really. And for my masculine Aquarians, you have got a Queen of Swords in reverse. So another air sign, Aquarius, Libra and Gemini that you can be dealing with. She's come through with an archetype of the thief. This is someone who would steal your money, your ideas, your affection, or other powers that you think you lack. So someone certainly not to be trusted here. Queen of Swords in reverse is usually pretty cold, very detached, can be quite cruel. And I've got the Ten of Swords in reverse here. I sort of feel that this particular deck, this sort of signifies someone who feels like a victim. So you maybe don't feel like a victim with regards to this person. Maybe you did feel like a victim of circumstance having dealt with this Queen of Swords, if you can identify who it is. Or it can just mean that the female that you're dealing with is no longer on the scene. She has exited, stage left, released herself from this relationship, possibly is ended. And you feel like you feel that she's taken from you, basically. You feel that she's taken from you and left you stuck if she's just no longer around. So basically, Aquarius, keep your distance this week is what I'm going to say. There are two females here who, if they're not, you know, hugely negative, they're most certainly out of their energy and, you know, hard to handle. I think you need to focus very much inwards and look towards these new skills that the fairy ring is suggesting. Just maybe focus on your work and try and avoid any drama. Now for Libra, you have the lovely turtle spirit, which is slow and steady wins the race. So really just take it easy this week, Libra. I know it's the week before Christmas. Most people are running about mad, but this is basically saying do not rush. Do not overextend yourself physically, mentally, financially. Just slow right down, because actually this is a really lovely week for my Libra females. You have got the, I'll be honest, this is my new deck, isn't that beautiful? The Two of Cups. So this is your relationship, your partnership with the King of Swords, so possibly dealing with another air sign. And this is someone who's come through as the Messiah, someone who's very humble, serves humanity, a really decent, upstanding, truthful, honest individual. And I just feel that this week, Libra, you just need to savor your relationship, enjoy this, the run up to Christmas. Don't, you know, don't tire yourself out, because you have got a really sweet relationship here, and I think you've just to make the absolute most of it. The same can't be said for my Libra males. However, I have got two major arcana in reverse, and they're the biggies, the Tower and the Wheel. So this is sort of suggesting some sort of misfortune here, or trying to avoid a disaster on the work front, Libra, because at the base of the deck I do have workaholic. Now with it being workaholic, it may mean that you're literally on burnout this week. You're getting some sort of enlightenment around this Tower, and the quest has always been busy, always looking for the next, you know, path to take, the next experience. I feel that it's too erratic this week, Libra males, and I really think you need to slow down. If you feel, I mean, it could literally be a health issue if you don't take it easy. It could be very unfortunate indeed. So you need to slow down. That means driving slowly as well. If you're late for stuff, you're late for stuff. Just do not overextend yourself in any way. A real cautionary week, Libra males, with these two biggies in reverse here. It just feels too active, especially on the work front. Just slow down, you know, you'll get there in the end, or not at all. Okay, and Gemini, you've got the Badger spirit in reverse here. This is being pretty angry, aggressive. It feels very pent up. I think you need to calm yourself down. Don't be too pushy. It's sort of suggesting you need to go for walks, you need to hike, you need to shake off whatever this is. It's sort of bubbling inside you. It's almost too intense. It's also relentlessly pursuing something that keeps eluding you. And it's suggesting you need to surrender to a higher power and focus your attention elsewhere. And a reminder that the world does not revolve around you. I really do feel that there's a lot of, you know, with Gemini, male and female here. Now, my females, you seem to be dealing with possibly a magician in reverse. So if this is an individual, this is a Virgo or another Gemini that you're dealing with. But magician in reverse is a highly manipulative energy, which is a bit like the Badger spirit, you know, really, really pushy. Can be pretty angry, a bit narcissistic. And it's come through as someone who is would appear to be a friend, but they're not really. This is someone who would betray your confidence. But it could also suggest that this is someone who's lost their own personal identity. They're having a bit of a crisis at the moment with the Six of Wands. I feel that this is more to do with the ego and pride. This is someone who, you know, pride, I think kind of pride comes before a fall here. Because the core energy is not good. This Badger is really angry, really aggressive, and needs to take a step back, needs to remove themselves. That it's all sort of very similar for the air signs here, because there's a lot of battles here with the Five of Wands. It could be internal conflict, but I do see from my Gemini females that something is wrapping up with this individual, if it is indeed an individual. And if it doesn't represent an individual that you're dealing with, the Magician in reverse is simply that there's no sort of, it's scattered energy, it's wasting resources. You may be overspending, you know, you may be spending a lot of time with family in the coming week, and there might be a lot of little, you know, backbiting and that sort of thing, you know, nobody's really getting on. It can sort of be like, it's just disharmony, you know. Everybody's at each other's throat. Nobody's got anything good to say to one another. Everyone's in their ego. Nothing's getting done the way it should be. But by the end of the week, Gemini females, this should be wrapping up for you. But be careful of the badger spirit. You know, don't lose your shit. Basically, it is a time to very much get calm and remove yourself from the situation. I do see that's what my Gemini males are doing, because they've got the Hermit card here with the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is actually minor arcana of the Hermit. So this week, Gemini, this would suggest you're completely off the scene entirely. You're holed up somewhere, healing with the Four of Wands. It can also be sort of excluding yourself from you know, group situations, from parties, from your family, just basically staying at home. I kind of get a wee bit that we're feeling sorry for ourselves a little bit here with the Beggar card. It may be that you're just feeling pretty bereft at the minute. I do think you're doing a lot of inner work here. You're working on your own self-esteem. You're sort of trying to, I really feel it's more physical than anything. And I actually genuinely think, given the badger spirit here, so you may be really like, you know, angry about something or angry with individuals, and you're doing the right thing by removing yourself, keeping yourself holed up inside, focusing on your healing physically, and maybe doing some inner work to even work out why you feel quite as strongly and quite as fiery as you do. So that's it. Should I take advice cards? Okay, I'll just do one wee advice card for each. So advice card for Aquarius, please. What advice can you offer Aquarius for the coming week? Too many. Advice for Aquarius, please, Spirit. Thank you. Oh crikey, how can that be advice? The Soul Shrinker. I sort of get, in terms of advice, this is sort of saying don't take any shit. Aquarius, if somebody comes at you, I think you have to meet them head on. I think you need to be careful, certainly, of malicious gossip and cruel speakers around you, because you've got two feminines here in reverse here, which is pretty negative. I think the advice is possibly, I mean, you have to watch and wait and not really get yourself involved. I think it's just to be conscious of the type of people that you have around you, and they're both out of their energy and they're both coming through pretty negatively. So I would just be avoiding women in general this week. Okay, advice for Libra, my turtle spirit. What advice do you have for my turtle spirit? Is Jehovah. I think this is more for the masculine, really. This is to be very conscious of imaginary fears here. It's almost verging on in paranoia, especially my masculines, I would say. It's about blowing our fears out of proportion and projecting old traumas into an imaginary future. So, you know, keep things nice and steady. Don't be rushing about, and don't let your imagination run away with you, because certainly for the Libra females, there's absolutely no need for it. Okay, and Gemini, what advice do you have for Gemini badger spirit in reverse this week? Oh, crikey. Lease of the shadows in reverse. This is sort of saying you need to get out the darkness, Gemini, but you're really struggling to do it. I think you feel very stuck just now. Things feel a little bit chaotic with my that gnome at the base of the deck here. I think you're just going to have to accept that this is very much a down week. Do work out why you feel the way you do. Certainly for the masculine, that seems to be in play. And for my feminine, if you identify who this magician is as an individual, steer well clear from them, because there is a lot of darkness around them. Okay, that's it. I hope you find that useful. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll get up the other signs hopefully tomorrow. Okay, bye guys.